Brock Lesnar returns. John Cena is now the top babyface of the company. Cody Rhodes is now a heel. Well, I guess not. No, yeah, he's not. And of course, CM Punk is now the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Or at least he was for about 4 minutes. And then, you know. Sorry, CM Punk fans. The first ever SummerSlam 2-night event is in the books, and honestly, it was a lot of fun to attend. Had a freaking blast, met a lot of really cool people, interviewed a lot of cool people, met some of the people who I actually follow on TikTok, and they follow back. It was great. A lot of freaking fun. But of course, today we're going to be talking about my review of SummerSlam. Of course, night 1 and night 2 combined, because why the hell not? A lot of exciting stuff did happen. I lost my voice from screaming so much. I wanted to record this earlier in the day, but I couldn't. I had to drink tea, I had to drink a lot of water, a whole bunch of stuff to just help my throat, because I really could not speak. If I were to speak up like the level I'm speaking right now, my voice would crack and I can barely talk. It was a lot of fun throughout the day, honestly. I kept croaking like a freaking frog. But anyways, besides the point, let's go ahead and get into, of course, my SummerSlam review.
It's LA Knight's game. Yeah.
Before we get into, of course, all the negative stuff, I definitely want to get into, of course, the positive stuff at first, especially because night 1 was a blast to attend. Of course, the first match was Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. And honestly, this match was a lot of freaking fun. It had funny moments. It had high-flying moments. It had a lot of cool segments in the middle of it. The overall vibe of the match was just fantastic. The crowd was super pumped into it. It was the first match of night 1, and it definitely freaking delivered. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso did end up picking up the win. I thought that was a bit surprising. I really thought that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were going to pick up the win until, of course, Bronson Reed stole Roman Reigns' shoes last week. As soon as he saw that, I was like, nah, you got to get back. There's no freaking way. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good match. I'm obviously stoked that Jey and Roman won. I just thought that it probably would have been a better decision if Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker picked up the win. But you know what? What happened at the end of the night kind of makes sense as to why they went that route. Negative part of that thing, though, is it looked like Braun Breaker may have injured himself. I mean, there was a lot of videos of him backstage walking with a limp. Of course, at the end of night 1, he came back out. We'll talk about that in a second. And it looked like he had it kind of wrapped up a bit. And the following night, on night 2, when he was at American Dream Mall taking photos, it looked like he had to sit in a stool and he can barely walk on it. I mean, it wasn't really tied up, or there wasn't a brace on it. He wasn't on crutches. He was walking on it. So that's probably a good thing. I mean, hoping that it's not really a long-term deal. And since, of course, Seth Rollins is back, which we will talk about in a sec, because that was freaking fantastic. I'm assuming that, of course, he's probably going to be out a couple of weeks from wrestling action, but he will be on our TVs. Can't wait for that, though. I was really pumped up by that match. I think me and my brother gave this thing a 4 out of 5, if I'm not mistaken. We actually recorded our reaction after the match, so I can post that here.
Yeah,
what was your rating of the first match?
great match.
Great match.
Great
4
match.
out of 5. 4 out of 5.
4.5 out of 5.
Of course, the big question coming out of this is where the heck do Roman Reigns and Jey Uso go from here? I mean, it does seem like Roman Reigns is not finished with, of course, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. He didn't even get his shoes back at the end of the night. They did pick up the win, did not get his shoes. I saw Sancy refer to it as a shoe of Fala, and that's what I'm going to start calling it from now on. I really hope they continue with that. Just keep having Bronson Reed come out with it until they eventually have that matchup. That would be freaking hilarious. I would love that. I do think that Roman's going to be tied up in that storyline for a little while longer, especially because Seth Rollins is now our World Heavyweight Champion. But hey, it'd be really cool to see, of course, them run that back as well. Roman Reigns versus, of course, Seth Rollins. That'd be freaking fun to watch. In terms of Jey Uso, of course, he is main event Jey Uso. There has been reports that maybe he is going to join the tag team division once again alongside Jimmy Uso. I guess we'll have to see that. I would love to see maybe if he does get involved in the storyline between, of course, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, Jimmy, and of course Jay just getting involved in that. That'd be a lot of fun as well. But yeah, in terms of course, what's next, I am very excited to see. I don't really see what the heck Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are going to do, except of course back up Seth Rollins at the moment, which I'm perfectly fine with. It was an amazing cash in. I'll talk about that in a second here. And I'm just pumped up to see, of course, what they got next. And they're definitely going to show them on Raw tonight as well. So looking forward to that. Before we get into anything else, I definitely want to talk about, of course, the main event, Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. That match was freaking action-packed. I thought it was a lot of fun. The match was a pretty decent amount of time, too. My brother was rooting for Gunther while everybody else was rooting for CM Punk. So while we were in the stadium, you can clearly hear him laughing and joking around saying that CM Punk sucks, while a lot of fans were kind of just looking at him like, I'm going to kill you. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I'll definitely post a clip of course, him just like arguing and like yelling that CM Punk sucks throughout the thing, and a lot of people just like audibly gasping at him. I'll put it in right now.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He thought he had him. Get him, sir! I called it! Let's go! Get him! New champ! No way! Yeah! Let's go! Get him, Seth! Yeah! Yeah, let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, Seth Rollins.
Let's go! Put him in the ground!
But yeah, of course, me being a massive CM Punk fan, I was super pumped when he picked up the win. I actually recorded the entire segment from when he won until the very, very sad moment when Seth Rollins came out. And I say sad, but I was also pumped up. I'm a massive Seth Rollins fan. As you can see, obviously, I have a signed poster from him. I also got this John Cena one, by the way, just randomly pointing that out. This one was limited to 500. I was really pumped about that. But anyways, Seth Rollins, of course, cashed in the heist of the century 2.0. He came out in crutches. I thought, oh, okay, he's just injured. He's just showing that he is a Money in the Bank holder at the moment, just to like, I guess, you know, tell CM Punk like, hey, remember, I still have the Money in the Bank. But I guess not. He turned around and then just completely aura-farmed. This dude dropped the freaking crutches. The crowd went ballistic. I went ballistic. That's when I lost my voice. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I'll post a portion of that video here now too. And then Seth Rollins cashed in to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. It was a beautiful ending. I was so freaking pumped. My brother, by the way, was laughing the entire time. We saw a group of 5 dudes who were wearing CM Punk gear. Like they already had like their things tied up and all that. They looked so depressed, and my brother was just laughing, and I was just thinking like, we got to get out of here before my brother gets us like attacked by these CM Punk fans. I'm telling you, like a lot of these wrestling fans take this thing super seriously. I mean, we take it seriously too, obviously, but it was just a lot of fun. Like the overall night was a freaking blast. Everybody there was super cool. We were joking around with the crowd the whole night, and yeah, CM Punk winning and then losing it is just so freaking devastating. In terms of course, where the heck they go from here, they can literally drag out this storyline until CM Punk maybe wins Royal Rumble, and then he ends up facing Seth Rollins at Mania to reclaim, of course, the World Heavyweight Championship. I think that would be a beautiful moment. Of course, it would also fulfill CM Punk's dream. And yes, I know he did, of course, main event, main event, of course, WrestleMania last year, but it was a tag team match. I think more so his dream is winning a world title in the main event on a one-on-one singles match. I think that's probably what he meant by that's his dream by main event in WrestleMania, but hey, never know. Continuing on with the positive stuff from night one, I definitely want to talk about, of course, the Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill match. The match wasn't really that long. I honestly felt like it could have been a little bit longer, but I am happy with the result. I mean, I am a fan of Jade Cargill, of course. I've been following her since AEW, but I just feel like she wasn't really ready to be the WWE Women's Champion. And I feel like maybe a couple more months, maybe she wins it at Mania or something like that. That feels like it's more organic, and it's like more, I don't know, it gives her more time to, I guess, prepare. She did look pretty good in the ring, though. I will give her that. This was definitely like a breaking out, I guess, type of match for Jade Cargill. I'm really happy that, of course, Tiff picked up the window. I didn't think that she really needed to lose it. I know a lot of fans are kind of getting tired of her face run. I mean, I do like her better as a heel. I mean, like, it was kind of weird. She just slowly transitioned to a face because the fans liked her, which I'm fine with. But again, I think they're maybe they're gonna end up running this match back, whether it's at Clash in Paris or of course they hold it off until Mania once again. Although I don't really think Tiff will be holding the title for that much longer. I don't know. I'm just pumped for the future for this match. But this was a pretty good ending. Of course, Tiff ended up picking up the win there. I like that. I had her in my prediction, so I'm fine with it. We could definitely get into, of course, some of like the negatives I took out of SummerSlam Night 1, which was definitely, of course, the Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul match. And negative is kind of a strong word. The match honestly surprised me. I thought it was pretty good. Like, the match was honestly decent. I mean, Jelly Roll honestly surprised me a little bit. He wasn't really involved a lot in the action. I mean, clearly the match was going to be carried by obviously Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul. But, you know, for what he did, I thought he did a pretty good job at it, especially the table spot where he took a freaking frog splash from Logan Paul onto an announce table. Like, that was a beautiful spot to watch live. But yeah, the overall match was pretty good. I just felt like obviously this match was not necessary whatsoever. This match could have been given over to a talent who actually needed it, aka, you know, LA Knight, who wasn't even on the freaking card. Penta, who's super over with the fans, wasn't on the card either. Stephanie Valkyrie wasn't on the card. I just felt like there could have been like a better match placed into here. Even if they just ran back Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre solo, I would have been okay with that as well. Or even a triple threat. So Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre versus, you know, Logan Paul. Even if they ran that back, I felt like that would have been cool. Yeah, I don't know. I gave this match like I think it was like a 2.5 stars if I'm not mistaken. The person I thought who was going to win, which was Jelly Roll and Randy Orton, didn't win. That was a little bit surprising, but you know what? I'm happy with that. Heels winning is always fun. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul ended up picking up the win. That was a really cool moment. Super pumped to, of course, see what the heck is going to happen from here. I'm hoping that Drew McIntyre, you know, continues to go after world titles at this point. There's not really a need for this feud to continue. And then, of course, obviously, Logan Paul being Logan Paul is just going to call out people, be an arrogant a-hole, and then, you know, get his pops like that, which I'm fine with. I'm a big fan of Logan Paul as a heel in WWE. Before we get into the final positive thing about Night 1, I definitely want to get into the major negative of Night 1, which of course was Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross in a singles match, no stipulation whatsoever. And it just felt like this match was just a giant FU to just like the wrestling community as a whole. I mean, the push Karrion Kross movement has been moving strong. You heard it during the show. You heard it before the show. You heard it even when people were waiting in line for the Superstore. Like, there was people chanting that. There was no Karrion Kross merch in the Superstore. Karrion Kross lost in like 5 minutes. Not even. It felt like it was less than 5 minutes. And the overall match was just horrible. It felt like they didn't want Karrion Kross to show off his skills. Like, it really felt that way. Of course, afterwards, after the match, in the post show, people were still chanting, "We want Kross" at Night 2 because this match was on Night 1. And Triple H just said, "You want Brock? Yes, you got it." And I don't know. I didn't like that at all. Like at all. I just felt like that was super disrespectful. Like, a lot of these fans love Karrion Kross. I feel like that, you know, the way that they're handling it is kind of weird. I mean, if this is a final match of Karrion Kross in WWE, which honestly it seems like it, I'm perfectly fine with that. I just want Karrion Kross to succeed wherever the hell he goes, whether that's AEW, Impact, you know, GCW, you know, Hog Wrestling, anywhere. Honestly, wherever the heck he goes, I just want him to succeed. As long as he does well, I will be following him. It just felt like this literally felt like it was like the end of Karrion Kross in WWE. And I've been very vocal about you know, Sami Zayn and like his character in WWE. The whole underdog thing has been like super overplayed. I'm not a big fan of course, him as a face at the moment. I feel like he did better work as a heel. And the crowd was mad. Like, the crowd was like actually booing at one point. I mean, like, I understand everybody cheering, of course, for Sami Zayn in his song. It's Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's a really good dude. I've been a fan of Sami Zayn, except for as of recent, because again, it's just being overplayed. And then, of course, obviously, his song is just so, you know, you cannot not sing along to that song. You have to sing along to that song. So obviously, that's just going to mask a lot of the boos. But there was a lot of people in the crowd booing. A lot of people who were pissed off at the end of this match, especially there live. Yeah, it was just an overall like negative for me. To end Night 1 on a positive note, the Judgment Day versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss for the WWE Women's Tag Team match was honestly a lot of fun. I mean, that match was pretty cool. The ending was pretty cool. I got the prediction right. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss ended up picking up the win. They ended up hugging. I think they pretty much called each other friends at that point. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a really cool moment. I feel like the right team won. Obviously, now we're just got to wait for Liv Morgan to come back and then Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of tension between her and Raquel Rodriguez and, of course, Roxanne Perez in terms of course, the actual tag team champions now, which was, again, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. They're obviously going to hold that for a while and then eventually turn on each other because that's what WWE likes to do with these tag teams. I mean, everybody knows this match, well, this tag team, I guess, isn't really going to last that long, but I'm enjoying it while I can because honestly, you got to give a lot of credit to Alexa Bliss. She got people to actually cheer for Charlotte Flair. She got me to cheer for Charlotte Flair, which I haven't done in forever. So yeah, good on, of course, Alexa Bliss. Overall, great match. I thought it was a lot of fun. My daughter was with us. She loved that match. So yeah, overall, I'll probably give that match probably like a 4 out of 5. Let's talk about the major positive from night 2 of course, SummerSlam, which was John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. John Cena, at 48 years old, put on the best match he's had, and I'm gonna say this with a straight face, in over 15 years. Like, this match was so freaking amazing. Definitely, I believe personally, and this might be recency bias, match of the year contender. Like, it was that good. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight. There were so many tables involved. John Cena hitting multiple AAs. Of course, John Cena getting hit with 3 crossroads and still kicking out. I mean, it was definitely John Cena at his best. John Cena, as I remember him as a child. I mean, like, it was just freaking fantastic. It was definitely a Super Cena versus Super Cody type of match. And oh my God, I just, words cannot express how great that match was. And of course, John Cena ended up losing, unfortunately, the WWE Undisputed Championship, which I say unfortunately with a little bit of course, just me being biased. I mean, everybody was cheering for, of course, John Cena. This is his retirement tour. He just turned face in a very, honestly, weird way. I just felt like it was a very underwhelming face turn. Like, it really was. It was a very underwhelming face turn. I was hoping for like maybe like a big, massive thing to happen. Like, again, like a lot of people were saying, like, oh, The Rock is going to turn Cody heel. It's going to be Cody heel versus face John Cena. Or, you know, right at the end of the match, you know, The Rock was going to come out. I still thought that for a second, but I guess not. I mean, I don't know why the heck I thought that. I should have thought, of course, exactly what just happened. But yes, of course, John Cena ended up picking up the loss, unfortunately. Cody Rhodes ended up picking up the win. A lot of fans were still pumped about it. I mean, it is Cody Rhodes. Yes, they were booing him, but they weren't booing him because they don't like Cody Rhodes. They were obviously just booing him because, of course, John Cena, again, is on his retirement run. So kudos to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes put on a banger match. Him as the champion, of course, it does make sense. Now we get to finally see John Cena as a face for the remaining 4 months of his run. And then, of course, the major thing that everybody is talking about right now, at the end of the match, Brock Lesnar returned. And that was honestly an insane moment. I mean, I know that there is a lot of controversy behind Brock Lesnar at the moment. I'm not going to sit here and say that obviously this is not a weird situation. I mean, obviously, from the reports, it seems like John Cena is the guy that wanted him back, and apparently he was cleared by WWE Legal. I don't know any of course, the ins and outs of that case that well. I have seen some, of course, both sides of the argument. I will wait to, I guess, see what the heck the outcome is. So right now, I'm kind of on the fence about it. I mean, like, it's Brock Lesnar. Yes, it's Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is freaking great. He's, you know, one of the greatest wrestlers in WWE history. And I say wrestlers, I mean, like, just like entertainers in history. Don't come at me saying, I'm not saying he's like the best technical wrestler. You know what I meant. But yeah, Brock Lesnar is under a lot of controversy at the moment. I'm not sure if, of course, this is going to hinder anything that any plans are going to have with him. Or, of course, if they're just going to continue on and ignore those, I guess, those people who are just like very upset about the situation. Again, I have yet to come to my conclusion of what I believe in this. I need to do a little bit more research. I want to see, of course, what the outcome is. Obviously, he hasn't really been indicted on anything, I guess, at the moment. And again, don't come at me. I'm not saying that I'm pro Brock Lesnar or I'm against Brock Lesnar. I am saying that if something comes out where obviously it's not good and it's not looking good for him, it's a terrible idea for WWE to bring him back. If everything was cleared and he is all set, great. That's fine by me. Of course, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena is definitely going to be the outcome moving forward. Am I excited for the match? Definitely. In terms of a pure wrestling fan, I am 100% excited for that match. I can't wait for it. Obviously, Brock Lesnar and John Cena have a lot of history together. John Cena was completely obliterated by Brock Lesnar. I think it was like, what, 10 years ago at SummerSlam, if I'm not mistaken. 10 years. Oh, that's kind of crazy. 10 years. I just put that together. 10 years later, he comes back and F-sides John Cena at SummerSlam. That's cool. Anyways, yeah. As a pure wrestling fan, and of course all the other stuff aside, very excited for the match. They're excited for this feud. Of course, if you bring everything else into it, I am unsure how I feel. So that's all I'm going to leave it at. I'm not going to continue on from there because I am not smart enough to think about or even, talk about that situation at the moment. I need to do my own research. Turns to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is now the WWE Undisputed Champion once again. I thought that at some points he was gonna turn heel. It really seemed like he was gonna turn heel a couple of times. Like, I mean, like he did use a lot of weapons. He did ended up like even taking like a steel piece from the actual ring ropes and started using it to attack Cena. So, I mean, that's a lot of heelish activities. I mean, you can't really put that against him. No, it is a street fight. But I don't know. It just felt like there was a couple moments there where they kind of teased it, and maybe it was just me looking for that. And then, it was just all in my head. But I just felt like they were teasing it a couple of times and then ended up not doing it. So I just felt like they kept to put it in like a weird term, I guess, they kept blue balling me. I felt edged. Like that's literally what I felt like. But I don't know. In terms of what Cody's going to do next, I'm not really sure. I'm assuming, of course, he's going to hold on to the title till Mania. And then, of course, another big heel is going to come up. I've heard reports that maybe Roman Reigns is going to come back after the title. I mean, that's fine by me. I just wouldn't really want to see that in back-to-back main events for WrestleMania. So if they do that, they should do it before then. I'm okay with that. But back-to-back main events for WrestleMania, well, back-to-back, doesn't really sound like something I really want to see at the moment. So I guess we'll see what that happens with Cody. And honestly, the big thing that I'm really focused on is, of course, John Cena's retirement tour. Super excited to, of course, see who he's going to face during his retirement run. Seems like they're going to be running back a lot of his old classics. Would love to see him versus AJ Styles again. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. Moving on from that, I definitely want to talk about, of course, one of my favorite spots of the night, which was AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio for the IC Championship. And Dominic Mysterio ended up picking up the win. A lot of people were pretty upset about this. I was super ecstatic to see Dominic pick up the win. Dominic honestly deserved that. The match was freaking fun too. It had a lot of homages to Eddie Guerrero, with AJ Styles coming out in Eddie Guerrero inspired gear, coming out in a lowrider alongside his son. His son honestly looked like he was trying to portray 5-year-old Dominic Mysterio too, with the blonde hair and the white t-shirt. I thought it was pretty cool, really funny. But yeah. Overall, it was a pretty fun match too. There was a lot of the chair spot that Eddie Guerrero used to do, where he would pretend to get hit by the chair, throw it onto the other opponent, lay down on the floor. They did that. They both did it. I thought it was really cool. And then, of course, Dominic Mysterio cheating to win by basically unzipping his boot, having, of course, AJ Styles put on the calf crusher, pulling the boot off, and then, of course, being distracted. The ref being distracted at that point, getting hit with the boot, and then hit with the frog splash for the 1-2-3. I thought that was a great moment. I'm really happy Dom picked up the win. Now, saying that, in terms of where the heck they go from here, I don't think this feud's over. I think AJ Styles honestly wins it probably at Clash in Paris, but I'm just really pumped that they basically had the courage to have Dominic Mysterio actually beat AJ Styles 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring. There's a lot of reports now that Dom is probably going to go after the AAA World Heavyweight Champion. I would love to see him become a double champ, IC champ, and AAA champion. Hold both of them, even if it's just for a couple weeks, and then he ends up losing the IC title to AJ Styles. If they do that, I'm perfectly fine with that. I just want to see Dirty Dom as a double champ. That'd be freaking cool to watch. Again, in terms of where the heck they go, AJ Styles definitely still going to go after the IC title. It's definitely this feud is definitely not over. Far from over, if I'm on being honest. Probably 2 more matches between the two before this thing's all set and done. But yeah, I'm excited for this. This was definitely a fun spot for me. I got the prediction right. I wanted Dom to win. He picked up the win. So yeah, honestly, this match was a 4 out of 5 for me. One of my favorite matches of the night was definitely Naomi versus Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Title. The World Title match was really freaking fun. I was super pumped up by this. Honestly, I thought it was a great match. Naomi picking up the win was exactly what I wanted. I felt like there's no reason for her to win a title and then lose it immediately. Although it probably is likely she is going to lose it to Stephanie Valkyrie at Clash in Paris, which again, I'm okay with that too, because Stephanie Valkyrie is a freaking beast. I'm just happy she ended up picking up this win. Just as I predicted, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky ended up getting in each other's way, and that's what caused, of course, Naomi to basically steal the win from Rhea Ripley, rolling her up and holding her tights. Overall, I thought it was a pretty decent match. I'll also give this one a 4 out of 5. It did start off the show, got everybody pumped and up on their feet. Overall, great match. I think my only negative from night 2 would definitely be the Laura Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the Women's IC Championship match. Did this match have a lot of cool spots? Yeah, it definitely did. Some of the wrestling moves were really fun to watch. Overall, I thought it was pretty decent. I just think that, of course, it really took me out of it during that spot where Laura Valkyria hit a belly to belly. At this time, her handcuffs, well, she had handcuffs on, I guess, zip ties, I guess you want to call it. She hit a belly to belly on Becky Lynch, and basically it just became undone. In the heat of the moment, I guess because she thought, oh, I have a couple more spots I need to hit with my hands tied, she ended up just like putting her hand back into it and then kind of like tying it herself. Very like open too, like everybody can see it. Everybody pointed this out on the internet. That spot honestly just took me out the match. Like after that, I was just like, why did she do that? I mean, I understand it. Obviously, in the heat of the moment, you kind of had to make these decisions fairly quickly. I just feel like there could have been a bunch of different ways they could have gone. They could have did that way different. I mean, I was just imagine like Laura Valkyria, instead of course, putting her hand back into it, she could have just told Becky. Becky could have just like reapplied another one onto her. Like that would have been a lot better instead of just, oh, it came out, let me put it back in and act like nothing happened. I mean, even Michael Cole was just like, oh, look, it became undone. Oh, wait, never mind. Like, no, it was clear as day it became undone. So I don't know. It just threw me out the match. I think it threw a lot of people out the match. The overall crowd itself was kind of just like disassociated from it afterwards. So yeah, honestly, I'll give this match like a 2 out of 5. Becky Lynch ended up picking up the win with the unattended help from Bayley. In terms of where the heck they go from here, it looks like Lyra's probably going to have a feud with Bayley, and Becky Lynch can move on to bigger and better things, of course, with the world title, IC title. Not really sure, of course, where the heck or who the heck is going to face her next, but whoever the heck it is, hopefully it's somebody new and upcoming. I would love to see a new and upcoming superstar be the one to beat Becky Lynch. Now to talk about one of my favorite matches of the night again, which was definitely Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa in the steel cage match. The match itself didn't really last that long, but honestly, a lot of the spots were really freaking cool. Solo Sikoa ended up picking up the win, which I'm perfectly fine with. That's who I wanted to win the match. Although I'm a massive Jacob Fatu fan, obviously I want Jacob Fatu to succeed. I just feel like Jacob Fatu should go after a world title. I feel like he's world title caliber. Right now, he has an ultra push on his back. Even though he lost, like he looked very, very strong at the end. I mean, of course, all the Tongas got involved. Jimmy Uso got involved. And at the end of the day, unfortunately, Solo Sikoa ended up basically rolling out the ring after getting hit with the steel door. Like him and Jacob got hit with it. Jacob fell back. Solo fell forward and fell off the ring. And then, of course, afterwards, Jimmy got involved. 2 of the Tongas were in the middle of the ring. And then, of course, Jacob ended up hitting a freaking moonsault off the top of the cage onto them. And then just got back up like nothing freaking happened, which I thought was really freaking cool. So Jacob stood tall, looked freaking strong as hell, stronger than ever, honestly, even though he did lose. And Solo looked strong too because he ended up kicking out of Jacob Fatu's move, the first person to ever do it. So that was a really good match. I thought it was overall pretty good booking overall with it. I thought it was great. Solo Sikoa, in terms of what the heck he's going to do, I don't think they should run this match back. I think that he should move on. There should be a new challenger for that for the US title. And then, of course, in terms of Jacob Fatu, as I mentioned, go after a world title. I would love to see him go after a world title. Him versus Cody, honestly, that could be a really good match. Even if he doesn't win, I would just love to see that match overall. And the final match we definitely got to talk about for night 2 would definitely be the WWE Tag Team Championship match between basically the entire SmackDown Tag Team roster, aka DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Andrade and Rey Fenix, Faxium, Street Profits, and then, of course, the Wyatt Six. That match was really, really freaking good. It definitely lived up to the hype. Everybody was super excited for this match. It was a TLC match. We had the Dudley Boys at ringside, as well as, of course, the Hardys. It was a lot of freaking fun. The table spots were freaking great. I mean, Rey Fenix ended up hitting a Spanish fly onto a table. Like, that was freaking awesome. Of course, the best spot of the night definitely had to go to Candice LeRae, who basically got pushed off a ladder by her own husband by mistake, ended up going through another freaking ladder. And I thought the funniest thing was Johnny Gargano just ended up going after the title instead of looking after his wife. A lot of people found that hilarious. Of course, in the end of the day, Wyatt 6 were basically outnumbering everybody else and ended up picking up the win. Definitely a little bit surprising. I thought Andrade and Rey Fenix were going to pick up the win. They've been pretty heavily pushed as of recent. Obviously, they're kind of like the newest tag team on the roster, so that kind of makes sense. But I just felt like it was probably their time to win it. You know what? The match was great, though. I'm really excited for like them to continue to do these types of matches. Of course, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to overplay them. But it would just be really fun if they end up doing these things for like the major pay-per-views. Like if they do a TLC, a Tables, Ladders, and Chairs match for like, you know, like Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and WrestleMania. If they just do that every year, I would not mind that whatsoever. I mean, it still makes sure that it's, you know, very rare, but it also, of course, gives people what they want, because everybody's been begging for this type of match for a very long time. Everybody's been begging this match since WrestleMania. Everybody wanted this match on the WrestleMania card. They didn't do it, but they did do it for SummerSlam, and it did not disappoint. And that was my review for SummerSlam 2025. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, I had a lot of fun, of course, meeting everybody at SummerSlam. My brother did as well. We met a lot of fans. We had a lot of people who knew us, a lot of people that we follow. Of course, we met a couple of people. We interviewed them. They were all super freaking cool. You guys are, like, honestly, some of the coolest people we ever met. That's honestly why we started this YouTube channel, and why the heck we started doing TikTok as well. We just wanted to meet people in our community, make some new friends, basically just to talk about wrestling. So the fact that we're able to do that, and the fact that, you know, people are starting to recognize us and we're starting to recognize others, and, you know, we're able to converse and just talk, you know, wrestling, is honestly like one of the best things ever. Like it's all I ever asked for. Hopefully we can continue to do that. Hopefully we can continue to grow. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back, of course, next week with some more content. Be sure to look out for, of course, Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and of course, if you haven't already, please watch AEW. Like, AEW is so freaking good. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe as always. Be back next week. Love you guys so much. Peace.